Hi, I'm Valley Hummel. I'm here today with Naranjo Civil Constructors. I'm a superintendent for this company. Today we're working at Littles Creek drainage improvements with Mile High Flood District and City of Littleton to open up this channel and get the water to come through this intersection. So this was an interesting project. We had a lot of utilities that we had to relocate in order to do the box culvert that we're installing. We had a 24-inch Denver water main, an 8-inch Denver water main, and a 6-inch water main that crossed this intersection, and a Excel gas line. So all of that has had to been coordinated to get removed and relocated in order for us to open this channel up, lower it, and allow the water to come through so we stop having 5-year flood events. This is a very flashy little creek. You get a little, maybe 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch of rain, and it comes roaring down this little channel. The blue house over here and the house behind us has suffered some flood damage in the past. So this is going to hopefully really improve the situation for the neighborhood and the intersection. So we've prepped our subgrade, and now we're installing rebar for our subgrade of our concrete box culvert. We're working on tying the rebar right now and laying everything out so we can build up from there. It's very critical that we get everything in the right placement for our inspections. There's 3 cells to this box culvert. They're 4-foot by 8-foot cells, 8 foot wide, 4 foot tall, and then that makes it traffic rated for whatever we need to bring across. So I'm standing right on top of a 24-inch Denver transmission water line. And then right over here is a parallel 6-inch water main for Denver water as well that feeds the neighborhoods. The transmission line just is a supply line, but it's a very critical one for the supply of Denver water. Right behind me, the guys are working on the footings and the toe walls for the head wall, wing wall of the concrete box culvert. Currently today we've got 10 Naranjo personnel. We've got 3 pieces of iron, 2 excavators, a medium and a small, and a loader and a skid loader behind right over here. Timeline-wise, we're probably about 3 weeks behind our schedule. We've been here for about 2.5 months already. I'm projecting that we're going to be here till about mid-July before we have everything paved out and landscaped. So standing right behind me, I've got about a 60,000-pound excavator. We brought it in because we needed the reach and the power. We've got a smaller one on site because it's a little bit more compact. It works a little bit better in the tighter situations for doing the little pipe runs that we've got to install still. As a superintendent, some of the obstacles that we've had to come across are weather, delays, rainstorms, snowstorms that have impacted the job, time frames that we've had to meet, and deadlines that we've had to account for being on time or after. One of the main ones was getting coordination with everybody, all scheduled together at the same time. So one of the main issues with this project versus some of my last projects are a little bit bigger, more open. We can work on a lot of different things to keep us rolling. This one, we're all in, we get a lot of work done, and then we kind of run into a lull point. We've got to let somebody else do some work, and we've got to go off to another project or something. This one, size-wise, is way smaller. It's 1/10 of the size of a normal project that we run, but there's a lot more involved, lots more involved. There's utilities, relocation of the utilities, schedules to meet, lots of moving parts on an urban project like this. So the impact on the neighborhood was this creek floods probably once a year. The water would come up over the intersection at a flashy little rain. And the bigger events, it would flood some of the neighbors downstream of the project. Because of the backup, there wasn't enough flow going through the old corrugated metal pipes to allow for the water to get through this neighborhood. The impact that our project will have when it's completed is beautification of the neighborhood for this intersection. It's going to allow the water to come through the intersection without impacting traffic flows or the neighbors. It gets rid of the bottleneck flow situation that was currently existing. So right now I'm standing in a tree lawn for this intersection. Right behind me will be a sidewalk that comes around, wraps around this intersection of Peakview and Gallup. Right over here we're going to have a 15-foot Type R inlet to help take some of the drainage off of the streets. Just over from that we're going to have a 42-inch intersection for two pipes that will dump into this concrete box culvert. Standing below me is the 4x8 triple cell concrete box culvert that'll allow the water to rip through this project. Right down here we've dug our cutoff wall for the head wall wing walls of the structure, and there'll be a 3-rail fence that wraps around it so it prevents from a trip hazard. Once this area, when we're complete with the project, will be repaved. Access will be back. There'll be wider sidewalks than were previous, 6 foot wide. Handicap accessibility will be improved, and beautification of the neighborhood. So my favorite part of projects like this are getting to meet with the community, trying to lessen the impacts on them individually. We've got a lot of folks that are highly impacted by this project. The driveway, for instance, over here, we've blocked off one of their entrances and we've allowed them only to use one, but I try to stay in contact with them as much as possible, see if they're doing okay, if there's anything that we can do to improve our relationship, to lessen the impact of this. So with projects like this, if we terrorize the neighborhood too much, they can just cause a lot of headache for us in the long run. So it's a lot better to outreach to them and make sure that they're okay with what's going on, keep them informed. I make rounds probably daily and talk to the neighbors if I see them. Through the snowstorms and stuff, we shoveled the neighbors out just to help lessen the impact and try to make it more acceptable that we're in here doing this. In the long run, they're going to be very happy with the quality of the project, but during construction, everybody's happy to see us come, but they're really happy to see us go. So just to the side of me here, you'll see an 18-inch storm drain pipe. We installed a new Type R 5-foot inlet. At the end of this pipe, we're going to be installing a 15-foot Type R inlet that will drain into the concrete box culvert. We've got a bunch of storm pipes behind us that we're going to replace the old corrugated metal pipes through this intersection and install another 10-foot Type R inlet over here to really help drain this intersection. So sites like Little's Creek, they're very tricky with water base flows and all of the storm drains and groundwater. So we've got 3 things we've got to deal with. This site in specific, I've got 2 6-inch pumps that we have on hand. The one in the silent pack is just at an idle right now, but when we get a flow that comes down, we've got to kick them both off and run them about 1800 RPM. You can see behind me we've got a de-water bag for the groundwater that we've encountered on this south end of the project for our head wall wing walls. So we run it through a filter bag and then it goes back into the creek and we get water samples weekly on it to make sure that we're compliant. The drainage from the streets is a tricky one. This project, for instance, everything drains to the project. So I've had to get real creative in the past with this one. For the subcontractors that were first in, I ran temporary 12-inch HDP lines to account for all the curb drains to get them out of the project and back into the creek. We've changed that all up now. For what we're currently doing, I think that we're going to put pumps in each one of the curb drains and pump it back to the creek. I've got a great crew of individuals on this site. Each one of them, they're basically a family member to me. We really try to help each other out as much as we can. If we see somebody that's in need, we try to jump in and help them out, no matter what the task is.